gave us some light in times when things were dark. In times of darkness, who gave the sport light? What individual will win the Rudolph Award? Let's start with you, Luki.
Well, I've got two people, and they're for two different reasons. So I think Devin Haney is a big standout to me because he went over to Australia and basically allowed George Kambosos to make every demand as a world champion in order to win 4 of the world titles and become undisputed. Until Haney had done that, we had been hearing about how people can't make big fights. Haney made it very simple to make a big fight, which I think as a fight fan, that's very encouraging because I think that as fight fans over the past decade, we've learned to not expect big fights to happen, that they'll happen when the fighters are irrelevant or old, like Amir Khan, Kell Brook. So I think seeing a young fighter like Devin Haney, who made it happen in his prime, made the fight happen, wins, goes back, wins a rematch, and now is one of these more exciting American champions who has a chance to be a capital G guy in the sport. And I think on another side, seeing a guy like Hector Luis Garcia take a fight on a few weeks' notice or so and become a guy in the sport, take the spot of Chris Colbert, and now he's fighting on pay-per-view in a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks or so. I think those, for different reasons, are the shining lights in boxing for me from this year.
Okay. Joe Beeb. Who is Joe Beeb going to give the Rudolph Award this year to?
Best heavyweight of all time, Tyson Fury, because he's agreed to fight Alexander Usyk in an undisputed fight. And it looks like that fight's going to be set March 4th. And this is going to be the first time in 19 years that the heavyweight division will have an undisputed champion. So I think that's a great way, a great way to end the year. It's a very bright spot in a year where so many fights fell through, and we didn't get a lot of fights. We didn't, we didn't get a lot of fights that we wanted. We just let down. So he's given us hope for the start of the new year moving forward. That's a mega fight to start off the year.
The Rudolph Award, I mean, is a tough one for me, to be honest. I have to think about it a little bit. But I got to give it to Katie Taylor, right? Through the darkness, she led to the light. She became the first, at least in a consistent basis, female boxer to be getting over $1 million. Brought that to the table for women's boxing, sold out Madison Square Garden. I think it's a big deal. And she has it cemented in her place in boxing history because of it. So I think that's a big deal. And Katie Taylor with that nose so bright. Won't you write this late tonight? I'm just saying, she led us through the darkness. But I will say, though, why doesn't Usyk get the award for you? Because Usyk's the one. I mean, that he's part of it too. And he's the one that called out Tyson Fury after he beat Anthony Joshua for all the belts. And he said, let's do this. I'm in my field. So, why doesn't he get the Rudolph Award?
Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight of all time. I mean, he's going to get more credit.